that didn't go so well. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. Before I get into this video, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. One of the tropes that we have repeatedly seen over and over again when it comes to the world of professional wrestling that I am personally really tired of seeing is the contract signing. It is something that has been done to death, something that I personally really am just wanting to see be switched up. I've thought over the years, why do we constantly do the contract signing and why don't we do something different? Something like a press conference that we see in the world of boxing. And after what we saw in AEW Dynamite, maybe the press conference isn't the best idea and the contract signing isn't really all that bad. We saw on Dynamite on Wednesday the press conference between Hangman and Adam Page and MJF for their big-time main event match at Revolution this weekend. We saw it take place backstage, and we saw the wrestling media ask them questions. And the way it was executed, right? It wasn't necessarily done the best way, and I think that it came across extremely poorly because you got the backstage segment going on with the media and Hangman Adam Page, and they're asking questions in kayfabe, and you hear the audience noise in the background, and I'm pretty sure the people that were in the attendance of the show were probably assuming that this was going to be something that was going to take place in the middle of the ring. That's how I kind of pictured it in my head when I thought of the idea of us getting a press conference, and it just came across very flat because I'm sure that the audience in attendance was confused, and with the questions that they are getting for the match and MJF and Hangman Page constantly cutting each other off, it just came across as like a wet fart because it's just like the audience is confused, the questions are kind of kayfabe, in Hangman Adam Page and MJF. With this being something that isn't typically done, it doesn't necessarily look as if they knew what to expect going into this. I don't know if this was a thing where they knew what the questions that they were going to get beforehand, or this was something that was off the cuff and they were just kind of freestyling their responses. I'm sure that the angle that we saw at the end where Hangman and MJF, had the spot where Hangman gets a beer thrown in his face and they brawled on the outside to get back into the arena for the show to end where the people actually see these two guys was planned. But I'm not necessarily 100% sure if they knew what the questions that they were going to get. And for me, AEW has tried to do something different twice, right? If you guys remember the infamous segment of the Anthony Ogogo and Cody Rhodes weigh-in, and now with this press conference, and both times they have fell flat. I appreciate the fact that they were willing to take the chance and do something new. I'm always a person who enjoys anytime somebody tries to do something new in the world of professional wrestling because we've seen many different spots and many different angles ran a million different times. And I'm always good with somebody trying to switch it up. And even if it fell flat, I'm just happy the fact that you tried. But maybe after tonight, we should just go with the traditional not press conference, the traditional contract signing because it's better safe than be sorry. And I think that even though it's something that we've seen a million different times, I think it's the tried and true formula as to how you really put a bow on the build up to a big time match. And these two guys tried, but it wasn't any good for the most part. And it's something that in my head I pictured going a certain way, and then when it was actually finally executed, it wasn't at all what I expected it to be. And maybe that is just me for building something up in my head and thinking differently as to the logical way that they could possibly do it on their end. But this kind of fell flat for me. I'm sure the match itself will be very good, but this wasn't the way for me personally to really, drive this thing home. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Did you enjoy it? Did you not? If you could have done it a different way, how would you have done it? Let me know in the comment section. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.